Well, I'm delighted to say, back off the back of their opening win of the season, joining us now on NFL Endzone. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like as well. But the brilliant Tyler Conklin is with us now from the New York Jets. Tyler, we're less than 24 hours removed from that opening win of the season. How are you feeling off the back of that Titans game?
Yeah, it feels good, right? It's kind of nice having these 3 games in 11 or 12 days or whatever after a tough loss. It's good to come get a bad taste out of your mouth and get the first win of the season. So, and a win like that, a gritty win like that, I feel like it pays dividends, later on in the season, having to, defense stepped up big, ran the ball well, made big plays. So it was a good all-around team win.
Look, there's a lot to dive into about the game, but before we do so, just to address the big news today, it sounds like Jermaine Johnson is going to be out for the season with this Achilles injury. Just talk to us a little bit about what he means to the team and what a tough loss that is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jermaine's a special player, and he keeps getting better and better. Every game, every practice, every year. So, it sucks losing him, and you feel for him, right? Like anytime someone has an injury like that. We all know how hard each other works to go out there and provide for our families and chase our dreams and do what we do. So you just, you feel terrible for him. But at the same time, just knowing who he is and how he works and kind of his makeup, he's going to come back better than ever. So it sucks, but, I got a lot of faith in him and who he is as a man and how he'll overcome this.
Hey, look, Will McDonald steps up and gets 3 sacks yesterday, so nice for him to come up big in that moment and hopefully a breakout moment for him as well.
Yeah, that was huge, right? We've all known going against Will in practice and stuff every day just how special he is, especially rushing the passer, how bendy he is and what he can do. So it was nice to see it come to life in a really big way.
Let's talk a bit about the positives about the game then. Coming off the back of that week 1 defeat and all the noise that was around the team, you talked about it being that kind of gritty win. I thought Aaron's comments after the game were really telling about coming in and being like a calming force. Was there a bit of a feeling last week of just like take a breath, reset, and let's attack this as a brand new thing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't go into week 1 wanting to lose, and especially not want to lose like that. But it was week 1. It is one game. And you want to win all of them, but you can't sit there and go into panic mode or freak out because you lost, the first game of the season. And on top of it, I mean, you got to give San Fran credit for who they are. And, they're a good football team who's, been at the top of the league for a good amount of time now. So, I'm sure, going against them early in the season and it'll help us later on down the road.
Talk me through the game-winning drive. Aaron himself goes 5 for 5 on that drive. That big completion to Garrett on the 3rd and 1. Huge play there. Like, it just felt like you talked about the grittiness of the win, but when the big moment came up in the 4th quarter, the stars turned up, the big names turned up, and those experienced heads seemed to have their moment when they needed to have their moment, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you need, right? I mean, I think you look back throughout the whole game, and, I say gritty because defense stepped up, and, they created 2 turnovers. They had a huge stop when we needed to win the game. Special teams came up huge, I think Irv had one of the better special teams performances that you'll, probably see throughout the whole year with, special teams tackles, the block punt, a block punt with 10 men on the field, if that. And then you get to the end of the game, and like you said, you need your stars to go make plays, and you always feel good when you got number 8 back there, running the show. That always is, a calming feeling. And then, Garrett's just, a special talent, and we've been, seeing it every single day for so long, and like the world hasn't even got to see really what he can do yet. So to see them, do that when they need to do it on 3rd and 1 to go and make that play, something we kind of just expect. I'm just kind of excited for it to just keep growing throughout the season.
I want to ask as well about the Breece Hall touchdown, the 26-yard, that wheel route. Aaron was asked about it in the press conference afterwards, and he said, look, I messed up the clock. We called a timeout. I went to the sideline, and Breece said to me, if I get lined up on a backer, throw me a go ball. And I went, okay. I absolutely love the idea that, like, Aaron Rodgers, of all people, is just like, sounds like a good idea. Let's go with it. Is that your experience of how open he is and indicative of what he's like to work with?
Yeah, I mean, he is like that. And I think anytime as a running back or a tight end, like you get out there and you got a linebacker matched up on you, like that's what you want. Like that is the matchup you want. And Brees has shown time and time again what he can do in the pass game. So, I'm just happy it happened like that, because when you go out there and ask Aaron to do it and he does it and then you go make the play, I mean, that's just a good feeling. And that chemistry is only going to grow more and more from, something like that happening.
It looks like you guys are putting together a nice 1-2 punch back there as well. I read a stat today, Brayan Allen, he's the youngest player to score a touchdown in the NFL since 1930, I saw today. How impressed have you been with that young man?
Yeah, that's a crazy stat, right? And I wonder what the stat is for, scoring 2 touchdowns in a game at that age. I mean, it's probably got to be the first one, huh?
I reckon, right. If not the first, it's probably
he's got to be the first, at that point.
Yeah.
His running back coach at Wisconsin actually was my teammate at Central Michigan. And when we drafted him, he just, Devin Spalding's his name. So he texted me and just had nothing but amazing things to say about Braylon. And then from the time I met him just as a person and, as a football player, he's been nothing but great. So I kind of, it's nice to see. I mean, your second NFL game to go and have 2 touchdowns and make some big plays like that is awesome to see. And I think the sky's the limit for him.
I saw you say he looked Derrick Henry-ish on that play. That's quite lofty comparisons for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to take anything away from Derrick Henry, man. I mean, he's one of a kind talent who's been doing it at such a high level for such a long time. But I think back to that play and it's blocked up perfectly, and he gets on the safety, and you kind of just see how the safety doesn't really want to tackle him. And I don't blame the safety that much, right? That's a big running back running through that hole. So that's kind of why I say that, right? You got 6'2", 240-pound man running through the hole, and you're one-on-one with the safety. I mean, sometimes you gotta make a business decision, I guess.
What about for you personally? Like, the win's big. You kind of at a season point where you've got a couple of home games now coming up, but you came into this year with maybe a few people asking question marks about the tight end position. There was talks about possibly drafting Brock Bowers. How do you feel about your personal performance up until this point, and what do you want to see from yourself over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my big thing right now in this year is just play by play, be as present as possible. When opportunities come, they come. Go make the play and be who I am. In the first 2 games, I just haven't had a ton of opportunity to go make plays in the passing game. I think I've had, about 2 targets. I think, 2 of them might have been throwaways and, 2 actual targets. But when my number's called upon, I'll be ready to go and show the world who I am. I feel like I played really well in the run game to start the season through these first 2 games, so I feel good about that. But it's 2 games in. I'm not... The targets that come, the chemistry to build, the production to come. So, I just want to keep winning football games.
Love that. What's Coach Salah like on a week like this, where we talked about the calming force from Aaron Rodgers? Coach Salah, I've seen him both ends of the scale, right? Can be one of the most intense human beings in the world, and can be this thoughtful, really kind of considered guy. So when you need to bring it back to a level, and then you've got this short week coming up, talk to us a bit about what he's like in the building, what energy he brings.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously great energy after a big gritty win like that. So everybody's feeling good about that. I think we all enjoyed it last night, and you don't have much more time to enjoy it, right? We got to turn around here pretty quick, and I think the big thing for him is that everybody be a pro, get in the building, get your recovery in. Let's dive into the game plan. Let's get ready for a divisional game in 4 days.
Yeah, short week. You said it, divisional rival. 3 days to prepare for a game. It still blows my mind that that's ever a thing in the NFL. And don't get me wrong, as a fan, I'll take more football at all times, and I love an extra game to watch. But as a player, to come and have your home opener on a short week against a divisional rival, what's that like?
I mean, in my opinion, you control what you can control. There's nothing you can really do about it. Game days, a lot of fun. I love playing football games, so. To be able to get to another football game in 3-4 days is, it's exciting, right? You gotta handle your business, take care of your body, and try to get feeling as good as you can in a quick amount of time. But, as many game days as possible. I like it.
And I heard Coach Salah talking about the idea of this quartering up of the season, right? So, you're 1 of 1 in this quarter now, and you've got the Patriots and Broncos come up. I think I heard Chuck Clark saying a similar thing this week. So 2 winnable home games, tough opponents, but definitely games that, the Jets, you could imagine being 3-1 and then flying out to London the week after that. So, just thinking about that and the position you guys are in, is that how you guys break down the season? Do you look at it in those blocks, and is it now let's get to London at 3-1?
Man, like I mean, the big thing for me, like I said earlier, has just been being present. Like just in life, right? I got a baby on the way, so like me and the wife trying to be present. Just me and her. Last couple, weeks, months of us just being me and her without a kid. Football wise, just in the game, trying to just go play by play, being the best I can every single play, and just controlling what I can control. And I'm trying to treat it week game by game also. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously you look forward at times. You say, hey, we got this and this, and we can get here. And that's also the beauty of the NFL, though. Like every game's a hard game. I think that's why everybody loves it. You got 17 really important games, no matter who's playing, when they're playing, where they're playing. I'm just focused on Thursday night.
Congratulations, man! Before anything else,
appreciate it.
I became a dad this summer for the first time.
Congrats!
It is wild, but it is also the greatest thing. So I'm really made up for you. That's super exciting, and hopefully it's going to come mid-season. It comes in the middle of a very successful Jet season for you.
Yeah, we're due December 18th, so it should be hopefully right in the middle of a good playoff run.
Excellent. Look, really appreciate your time, Tyler. Thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck with the game on Thursday. It'll be live on talkSPORT. Really appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.